Sorry about that. I'm
Yeah.
slacking today. There you go. Welcome to another episode of the RPO College Football Podcast, your favorite podcast for college football podcast. I'm your host, Jerome Jones, and I got the man, the myth, the legend. You already know who he is, Mr. Ray Roberts. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Jerome. How are you?
Doing good, man. I am glad to be here, and we already got people in here. Hey, I'm the best running back in the country. How about that? Who is saying that? Oh, okay. Oh my God. You want to guess who that is, Ray?
Trey Benson? No, I don't know that. Oh, it's Avery. Okay.
That fool.
Okay.
That fool. Gonna
Okay.
Avery get in
Okay.
here. Oh man, one thing you gotta love about Avery, he's the best at every position. Anyway, we're talking running backs. If you have not seen and noticed, man, we're talking running backs today. I'm excited because this is a group that not a lot of people are talking about, and I want to be able to shed some light and shed some information about this group. I'm gonna say this. I don't think this is a great group. We don't have that one Bijan Robinson, Gibson. We don't have the Christian McCaffreys in this one, so you're not probably not gonna see a first rounder. You see a first runner, it's gonna blow my mind. But I don't think we're gonna see a first runner. But you got a lot of guys that could be in like rotation, running back by committee, but still can have very productive years. I mean, we got um Cameron Williams from Notre Dame a couple of years ago went to the Rams, and he did them pretty much the bell cow there. You know, players like that. So I think we got a bunch of guys that are mid, late to late round running backs, and you can get a lot of good volume out of that. What do you think about this group, Ray?
I think it's solid. I don't think that, like you said, I don't think there's any studs there. I think there's a lot of versatile, different types of running backs. It's not a great top end class. It's just not. Um, and we all know there's not anybody who should be drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
But it kind of depends on where they start going in the second round and how many guys. Because I see a lot of third and fourth round talent, to be honest with you. But some guys will probably get taken a little bit earlier than they should be.
Do you think
It is the running back position, though, so you never know.
we could squeeze out a second rounder?
I think there's two guys that could go in the second round. I think that it kind of depends on where the first guy goes. And honestly, here's the other part about this, Jerome.
Yeah.
I have my first three guys, and literally you could have them in any one order from 1 to 3 because they're very similar, close in talent. I mean, like I have 1, 2, 3, but if somebody else had them, my 1, 2, and then they're my 3 and 3, 1, it wouldn't really, because I get like almost the same grade on all of them, but I see a little bit more versatility in the guys I have at the front. And then my next 3 I have are guys that again will play in an offense, but will only be situational type guys.
Correct. No, and I agree with that, Ray. I agree with your sentiment. Do you think? What's my question? Do you think we can get a did I ask you that question already about the second rounder?
Yeah, I think I only have one guy with a second round grade.
Okay.
But again, the next 2 guys are so comparable or so close in talent, somebody else may have them over top. And then my guess is anywhere from the middle of the second round on, you'll probably start seeing running backs go.
Jerome tired. Yo, listen, Avery. I am tired. Listen, I just came from the gym, so I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things, man. So you're right. I am tired. You called me out, Avery. You called me out. You're right. But when time for business, man, and talking football, I got time for it. So I'm definitely in it.
If you look at most mock drafts, Jerome, and they all vary. Again, they'll vary on what running back they think will go first.
Yeah.
But they usually are not going to like the middle of the second round.
Correct. Yeah. I think this is a pick your poison type of running back class where you taking the guy that fits what you do or what you like. I don't think there's a consensus like this player has to be the first or this one has to be a second one, this has to be a third one. It's more like what running back's gonna fit my team and where should I grab him before somebody else grabs him. That's how I feel. So with that being said, let's get to our top five, Ray. Top five running backs. Obviously, you're gonna go from 5 to 1. Starting with you, Ray. Number 5.
All right, so I'm going to go through these fast because I actually have two guys at 5. I have a 5A and a 5B.
I'm curious.
Okay, well, I have Braylon Allen from Wisconsin as number 5A, and I have Audric Estime from Notre Dame at 5B.
Ooh.
I think they're both power runners. I think they're slightly different in that Braylon Allen is a true power runner where he wants to break tackles and go through like A, B gap. And I think Audric Estime is a slasher type guy who won't be arm tackled, but has more speed than I think people think.
Yeah, man, I like your list. I actually have Estime a little bit higher than you, so we'll see. But I got a 5A and 5B as well. Two completely different players. I think one of the players you might have a little bit higher than me. But at 5B, I have Will Shipley. I like his game. The reason why I have him a little bit lower than maybe some people might have him with injury history. He got injured a little bit this year, so I want to see him fully. But I really like him. He's a I hate to say this, but he gave me some Christian McCaffrey, but not as much juice. If that makes sense. I want to say a poor man's Christian McCaffrey. I want to say that, but that's not.
No, but he's comparable in the catch the ball in the backfield,
Correct.
pitches the block pretty well.
Yeah.
Good solid runner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to compare someone to Christian McCaffrey because he's an outlier.
Exactly.
He's a little different. And Shipley, but that's the thing about Shipley. He's a little different. He's shifty. Mm-hmm. He's a good blocker. He can catch the ball. So those comparisons I see.
Yeah, I would love to see how he runs because I don't think he's as fast as Christian McCaffrey, but like he's.
I think that's going to be the difference, really.
Yeah, and I might. Yeah, you're there. You go. My 5A is actually Jonathan Brooks from Texas. Now, I think he's the one that I got a lot lower than most people. I like him. I really do. I think he was more in a rotation, which again we know that's a thing. That's just college football. But he's a good player, and I have him on top 5 because I wanted to definitely squeeze him in here for sure. That's why I couldn't not leave him out of here. I think I like the other guys a little bit better, but you got a bigger guy, with some speed on him. I like his vision, so I think he's a good player. I just like the other guys just a little bit more, not to knock him, but again, this is pick your poison, what you like kind of deal. So that's why I got him up at 5A. Ray, you're number 4. Who you got?
Well, I'm cheating again because I have a 4A and a 4B.
Whoa!
And the only reason to draw them again is because it's hard for me because I have such a close grade on all of these guys. It's hard for me to separate them. Okay, well, my 4B is Will Shipley. I think, again, very versatile type player. I think he can do little things, catching the ball. I think the difference between him and McCaffrey is breakaway speed. McCaffrey has it. He does not. He's not going to be that, but he's going to be everything else. He's going to catch the ball. He's a solid blocker. He's a good runner. He's not quite as explosive, but good. Yeah. I am going to give you almost a top 10. But anyway, my 4A is Blake Corum from Michigan. I think that different than Will Shipley, but similar in the fact that he does all the little things well. He'll run the ball for you. He'll catch the ball in the backfield. He'll block for you. He does all the little dirty things very well. So
definitely. All right, my 4A and 4B. No, I'm joking. My number 4 player is and you always gotta help me with his name, Ray. Audric Estime.
Audric Estime.
Audric is Estime.
Audric Estime.
Okay, Audric Estime. I'm sorry. Every time I say his name, Ray always has to help me with his name. I really like him. As watching some of the Notre Dame games, like when you guys needed him, he was very reliable. He was very reliable running back. I actually thought y'all probably should have made him a little bit higher. use him a little bit more. Honestly, I just feel like there's times where you guys just, I guess, because y'all had
We actually have like three different good running backs. So
yeah, do.
my thing about Estime is I think he's very talented.
Mhm.
I think in the NFL though, he doesn't want to look for contact the way he did in college. That scares me a little bit. Like he didn't shy away from college at Notre Dame. For contact. That's fine because you're a 230-pound athlete and you're pretty fast.
Correct.
Fine, you blow through one guy and you think you're in the open. I get that, but in the NFL, I wouldn't try to run people over in that league.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're Derrick Henry. I mean, outside of that,
230, not 240 or 250 or maybe even 260 at this point.
All right, let's get to number 3. Right, who you got? Or do you have a 3A, 3B?
No. I'm calming down now.
Yeah.
I got Bucky Irvin from Oregon at number 3. This kid probably is the most explosive of the running backs, and the fact that he's very fast once you get out in the open field. And he's a good, solid 5'10", 195. Good, solid vision. Little bit of injury concerns here and there, or what I would hold me back. So, again, I think a kid that 12, 13, 14 carries, see what he can give you. I wouldn't – he's not a bell cow, but, again, except for my top guy, I don't know if any of these guys are really bell cow type. Guys, when I say guys that you're going to get the ball more than 15, 20 times a game. We know that in today's football – if you run the ball 20 times a game, that's a lot. If you run it more than that, it probably means you're more of a running team than most other teams are in the league. So
definitely. Hey Ray, where's your pound? There you go. I got Bucky Irvin, man. Bucky Irvin. This kid, if there's one guy in this draft that's gonna give you the juice, he's gonna give you the juice. He's electric, super fast. I'm not gonna compare him as far as production wise because this player had production, but like, is this a player that can have the same type of impact on the team? I think he can be like Devon A-Chain, where he's not the bell cow guy, but he come in fast.
I've heard people say he's more like Jahmyr Gibbs, and I see that A-Chain's shorter than this guy.
Oh yeah, A-Chain's very short. But A-Chain is
5'8", 5'7".
I think Bucky is more fast and agile. I think just
no, I think you're right about that. I don't think he's going to be. I think he's got good vision. Mm-hmm. He sees the hole, but he wants to hit that hole like as fast as he can. Right. Lamar Miller is another good guy that used to play for Miami, played at the University of Miami.
Yeah.
Like that. Like he'd see the hole, and if he hit it, he was good. He didn't. He was not hard to bring down once you got him, though. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's the thing about Bucky Irvin. I worry about his contact balance. I think if you get him in the open field, he's going to be really good. But you got to get him into that open field.
The same thing about A-Chain. A-Chain is small, though. He's small. So
and he is, but I don't know. And I don't know if this guy's A-Chain fast. A-Chain was a 4'3",
yeah,
4'9" guy.
4'3", 4'2", yeah.
Yeah, 14'9".
So Bucky Irvin is definitely one of those players.
He literally wanted to race Tyreek Hill during the season.
Wait.
A-Chain wanted to race Tyreek Hill during the season.
That would have been fun.
That would have been fun. And if they want to do it during the off season, I have no problem with it. Not during the season, dude. Your guys are all banged up. No.
I do want to say this because when A-Chain ran, I knew he was good. I know he was really fast. I know he me and you really like A-Chain coming out of Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think he was gonna run as fast as he did. I don't know why.
He's really like a blur, man.
Yeah.
Again, the problem is getting him into the secondary. But once you get him in the secondary, you can't catch him.
And that's why I feel Irvin. Like I feel like
he has that this kid's a 4. He's a legit 4'4" guy. Maybe high 4'3s.
What am I saying? What am I saying? I said A-Chain. Oh, A-Chain. Oh, I said A-Chain. I think
No, it's
A-Chain.
actually pronounced A-Chain.
A-Chain, like a chain.
It is
Like,
pronounced A-Chain, yes.
okay. Okay.
When he came out of college, everyone was pronouncing it A-Chain, and so was I. But
Yeah.
when he corrected the media during the off season, no, it's A-Chain.
Okay. A-Chain. A-Chain.
He's just one of them guys that happened to be
Yo, I was saying it right. Ray just corrected you. I just said it right. So,
you were saying it right.
Thank you. Anyway, sir. Appreciate you getting on for sure, though. But yeah, I feel the same way. Urban, I think he's my number 3 guy. Number 2, Ray.
I have Jonathan Brooks from Texas at 2.
Okay.
Okay, again, like I think he's another guy that, as a first, second down runner, he can do a lot for you. He's not going to catch the ball much because he didn't do that at Texas. Mm-hmm. So I shouldn't say he can't do it because I've not seen him do it. Yeah. But until I see a guy do it, I don't know. But again, has a great first step. Once he gets to the hole, he's really, really good. Again, I worry about him getting to the hole somewhat. That's a lot of these guys are like. That's why, in a way,
each one have like their own little specialties.
Correct. And I could in a world where, that's what I mean. Like, in a world where, if when it's all said and done, Aldrich Estimate, Will Shipley, Blake Corum are the first best 3 backs in this draft, I would not be shocked. But that's where we're looking at what you got to at least take into account the production that they had in college. You do. So, and again, I think all these guys will fit somewhere. Just got to find the right team.
The other way around, he said they were saying A-Chain, and he said it was A-Chain. We'll see.
I thought he was saying A-Chain, and that's how the kid tells everybody it should be pronounced. So
we'll see.
Man, nothing disrespectful about it, man. It's a name.
Yeah.
I got asked today if told that I look like Bill Murray again. So you know.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
I've heard that though, Jerome.
Oh,
I've heard that so many times. People tell me I look like Bill Murray.
Next time you get on, I'm gonna change your name on here so it's Bill Murray.
I think I told you I was at a Notre Dame game a couple of years ago, and a kid walked up to me and said, "Sir, are you Bill Murray?" I said, "I am not."
Hey, we're gonna change your name to Bill Murray on here. I'm gonna introduce you as Bill Murray next time. See how many.
You know what though? If you want, I could sign his name and you could pay me a couple of bucks. I'm good with that. And if you show me his signature, I'm very good at copying signatures.
Will Allen? You say I look like Will Allen? Oh, stop it! It went from Myles Garrett, now it's Will Allen. Stop it! Anyway, that's crazy. I'll take Myles Garrett over Will Allen. I do not like Will Allen. That's insane. Not Will Allen. Will Anderson. Sorry, Willie Anderson. But shut up! I hate you guys. Anyway, all right. My number 2 is Trey Benson. FSU, man. He's a really good running back. I really like him in here. He gives you a little bit of everything. Not great at everything. Like we said, there's no and not I thought I see an R. I'm sorry, I'm bugging. He was the defensive player of the year. I forgot. So he is talking about Myles Garrett. That's funny. Anyway, anyway, shut up.
Trey Benson, yeah.
Trey Benson, thank you. Trey Benson distracted me, man. He said take a nap. I didn't mean to take a nap. I'm thinking that right after this. Trey Benson is, I think he's probably one of the more well-rounded running backs. Again, nothing extremely well. He does, but he does everything really good. So I do like that as Trey Benson right there. Ray, it seems like you have him at your number 1, though. Do you?
I do. I have Trey Benson at number 1. I think he gives you a little bit of everything. He doesn't catch the ball a lot, but he does catch the ball. He runs with some power. He has some juice to him. I mean, I think he's a good player. I think he's the one guy that if he came in and played 3 downs for me, I think he could probably do a little everything well enough to do it. I think him, Corum, and Shipley could be the guys that really, honestly, are the guys that probably could do some things with all 3 downs for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think Brooks and Irving have the bigger upsides where they'll give you more explosive plays out of it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with that. All right, so you already talked about your number one. My number one is Marshawn Lloyd. I'm joking. Come on, you already know. I didn't already know. Come on, you see this hoodie? It's Blake for him. Come on. Is anybody surprised at that? Anybody surprised? The production with him though, and it's not just a 1-year production. It's ever since he started playing after Hassan. What's his last name? Hassan. I want to say Hassan really good. It's not Hassan. Hassan Haskins. Haskins. There we go. Ever since he left, man, and when he left, I'm not gonna lie, I was concerned. I was like, man, is Blake Corum, take over? Can he, will he be able to run, in the gut of the offense, and create holes and bounce out and when he needs to. And he proved me wrong. I mean, like I was questioning it. I was just like, I don't know, like you might have to get another guy in here to, and Blake Corum might be that. Slasher type. I know Blake Corum came in and was like, "Nah, I'm an every down back." He really worked on his pass pro. I see him improving on that every single year. They don't ask him to catch the ball off the backfield, but when he does, solid hands. Nothing crazy, but give him a quick little, wheel route. He can do something like that. I think it was Alabama where he did that. I forgot what that route called, where he goes up into the middle and cut back in. Easy route, easy touchdown for JJ and them. It was smooth, so he can definitely catch the ball out of the backfield. Pass pro is good. The only big knock I have on him is that he's a tinier guy, which I think that works to his advantage too. So if you can have somebody like him, you can kind of again. Arrow route, thank you. Arrow route, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, if you can have him, be out there. Like I'm not saying he's your bell cow guy, but have him spell a running back. Like I would love him on the Eagles and have him and possibly bring him back Swift. I think that would be gorgeous. I would love that. So I would love him on the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't like every time I want a Michigan guy on the Eagles, we don't get him, and the Michigan guys I don't want, we get them. Yeah, I'll say it. I didn't want Brandon Graham, but we got him. I'm happy for it. He won us the Super Bowl, so really good player, productive guy. But every time there is a Michigan guy that I want on the team, never comes to it. So we'll see. But what's your take on what I thought was about Blake?
I love Blake Corum, man. I think he's a good player. I think that you're going to get good production from him. You're going to get a guy that's a leader, smart player. Again, I think a lot of him and Will Shipley are very not that they're even some exact players, but there's enough to their game where enough similarities where they could be 3 down guys if you needed them to be.
Yeah, and the biggest part. Not the biggest part, but a good part of it too is like the Eagles like guys like Blake Corum, like going out off the field and doing all the advocating and he did a homeless drive on Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Like he does a lot of that stuff. The stuff that you don't really see get publicized. He does a lot of that kind of stuff. So I think the Eagles like. Guys like that, and I would love to see him in Philadelphia and doing the same kind of stuff that he did in Michigan. It would be great, but I mean, it might be wishful thinking, but
You know what, Jerome? I think again, all this depends on do these running backs start going in the second round, or the teams wait till the third round to start taking them, and then I think you're going to see like a bunch of them going rounds of 3 and 4,
mm-hmm.
where like again. Corum's a weird guy. You see him going in end of the second round, third round, fourth round. All these running backs, you see the same thing. Depending on what the flavor is this week, how people are thinking about using them. Again, I think Benson, even though I had Brooks and Irvin between Corum and Shipley and Benson, they're the guys that do enough of everything where you can get some 3-down production from them. I think if you added any of them 3 guys to a Bucky Irving or Jonathan Brooks, then you have a really nice 1-2 combo to go in your backfield. I mean, you don't see too many teams take 2 young, versatile running backs, but I guess it depends on who you are.
Definitely. No, definitely. The Eagles have a bunch of they got 2 2s, 2 3s, 1 1, 2 5s, and 4. So I can see them maybe possibly getting one in the third round. We'll see.
I'm looking at a mock draft right now that has the Eagles taking Brian Thomas in the first round, dude.
Brian Thomas
in the first round.
That's insane.
Jonathan Brooks in the second round.
He'll be a Charger or a Seahawk. See, that's too easy, bro. That's too easy. You can't just say he's gonna be a Charger. That's too easy. Too easy, man.
Yo, Corum?
Yeah,
he's going to the Lions, dude.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to the Seahawks. He's
going to the Lions. He's going to Detroit.
I don't know about that either because unless they don't re-sign what's his name, but he was a really good back too. Not Gibbs, the other one that they signed last offseason.
No, David Montgomery.
David Montgomery, yeah, they got David Montgomery. I can't see unless they
Blake Corum could be David Montgomery, dude, for less money.
Yeah, but they just signed David Montgomery, so that's the thing.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
And he's productive last year. I can't see you like just getting rid of him like that. You know what I mean?
Why? The kid they got rid of the year before led the league in touchdowns.
Come on, that's different.
That's who we signed with. Williams. Remember, he had like 18 touchdowns. They got rid. They just cut him.
Well, yeah. I don't know if they cut him. He definitely was a free agent last year. He went on the Saints and did not have a single touchdown until the last game.
Game of the season. It's leading the league in touchdowns the year before.
Yeah, and you've seen what happened, how he got that touchdown. Got his quarterback.
I saw that.
So that was interesting. But let's get to our next topic, and that's going to be the sleepers. Sleeper running backs. So these are running backs, not necessarily at small schools, but running backs that nobody's really talking about, and one of us have, high aspiration for them. Think they're going to be really good players. Ray, I'll let you start. Who is your running back sleeper?
I have 2 of them, Jerome. I have Austin Jones from USC and Ray Davis from Kentucky.
I love that.
Man, I like both of these guys. I like they're both fast. They both are dynamic when they get the ball in their hands. I like both of these guys. Again, this is where I think that I don't think it's not a great draft for running because there's no Jahmyr Gibbs, dude. There's just not. There's just not. But there's a lot of good, solid football players, man.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I just didn't have them as my sleepers, but man, I like both of those players. Ray, you know how much I like Ray Davis. I kind of wish I put him in here somewhere, but I kind of feel like he's not underrated for some reason. I don't know. It just something about it. If I could have did a list like you, Ray.
You know what it is, though, Jerome? Here's the thing. Because we watch a lot of college football, but everyone doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of teams don't, even though Kentucky is an SEC team, not everybody watches Kentucky, dude. You know?
Yeah. Ray Davis is a really good running back. He's a really good guy, too. We got to interview him at the Senior Bowl. Played very well there. I didn't feel like he got enough touches at the Senior Bowl during the game, but he had a really good practice. So, and we already talked about how that is with the Senior Bowl. Not everybody's going to get all the reps or things like that. And especially at running back, I feel like running back is kind of a rhythm kind of situation where you got to get in the team, some of these running backs only get like 5 or 6 carries sometimes. So All right, my sleeper Ray is Rasheen Ali from Marshall. I really like his game, Ray. He is a 6 foot, 209 pound running back. He is he got accolades out the wazoo. Been on a couple of watch lists. Maxwell, the Dope Walker or Watchers, a couple of times. Being such a player from I guess Marshall is kind of a smaller school. Maybe I could have been in a small school, but I have another guy instead. But he's a very productive guy. Good speed. He has a little oomph to him as well. So I think you can get a guy that. And if you want a guy who a little bit of both, I think he's a really good guy right there. What do you think about Machine?
I like him, man. I think it's a good versatile running back group. I think he's a good football player. I mean, there's just a lot of guys who could do different things for you. He's a good player. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that I really like more than people think.
Yeah.
Again, it's just not because they're just not first round, second round picks.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think he's definitely injured at the Senior Bowl, and I think it was like a something about his I think his arm or something like that. One of his muscles came off the bone or some crazy stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was one of those things where he's probably going to be drafted later on too because of that.
Okay.
But I also heard that he'll be ready for
you mean say he tore his bicep?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see what I got here. Let me see. Ruptured bicep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And that happened at the Senior Bowl. I did get to interview him before that happened.
Senior Bowl. You know what though, Jerome? He could be ready to play by the beginning of the season, probably.
Yeah, and that's what I heard. So he might
like a 4 or 5 month rehab, I think.
He might be one of those 7th round, the kind of guys that can really perform. I'm reading right here. They said he already was projected as a mid-round round guy. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Is he still going to go and run and everything, or you don't know that?
I don't know. According to this, he's not going to be doing. He's going to be at the combine, but not doing much.
Okay. Well, if I were him, if you can, I would run.
Yeah.
Because every year people.
You gotta kind of pump your arms, though. So
you do. I mean, again, if you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying you should. I'm saying if you can. Again, I don't put a lot of emphasis on speed, but some people do.
Yeah. Well, wish him a speedy recovery. I think he's going to be a good player, and he might be one of those guys he's going to be a undrafted guy that comes in and you're just like, whoa, where did he come from? So, you fantasy owners, keep an eye on that name.
They're my favorite guys, man. The undrafted guys.
Yeah. They usually are really good fantasy guys for sure.
They're usually hungry, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. All right, let's get to our small school guys. So small school running backs, the guys from schools that people maybe not even know about, or it's so small that you might not even know the player. So Red, who's your small school guy?
If Isaiah Davis from South Dakota State, and I had Dylan Lalby from New Mexico State.
Did you not just hear what I said?
What's that?
I said, did you not hear what I just said? Don't take my guy. You did exactly that.
Well, I don't know what you know about him, but Isaiah Davis had a great year playing for South Dakota State. Mm-hmm. Dylan Lalby is one of the more interesting players. Played in New Hampshire. He only got a college acceptance into just the one university, and he's a kid that he was a great high school football player, but he played in New York, and they don't have a lot of players that come up from that area.
Yeah,
he's a very versatile man. This kid's going to be able to do a lot of things for you. He'll run the ball for you. He'll run on punts. He'll return for you. He's a very versatile player. So much so he played at a very small school, and I still see mock drafts where he's taken in the 5th round.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, Ray kind of spoiled my guy, but Dylan Lube,
Lobby.
Yeah. Dylan Lobby. At the Senior Bowl, he came to the Senior Bowl. Did not know anything about him, but we just kept seeing this short guy just catching balls, and we're just like, who is this guy? This small little dude catching balls out the backfield and catching very clean. Dylan. And I heard people in the stands like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And usually when you hear that, when you hear that, it's positive things, man. And yeah, he had a good performance out there, and he made me want to do a little bit more research on him. And I look, man, he's an electric little guy. I feel like he's a little bit more of a catching back. But he can get out there, man, and you get the ball in his hands. Give him a little bit of space, he's gonna make it happen, man. He reminds me of, in a sense, like a Darren Sproles. He got that small mold, can probably do some kick return, punt returns for you as well. Very agile. Obviously nobody's legs are like, Darren Sproles. That dude's legs are like this big, but a guy that can catch the ball out the backfield, do everything you need him to. And I thought he did a really good job at the Senior Bowl.
No, I'm a fan. I've heard some interviews with him. Kid has a great attitude, good player. Mm-hmm. Again, if you look at his high school stats, he had a game where he scored 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, the production. And to only be recruited by one team, that's really nuts to me. But again, I've heard interviews where he said, we were a smaller school. No one really knew who we were. I'm from upstate New York, not a hotbed for football, except for, being everyone's a Bills fan, blah, blah, blah. He goes, but we're just not a heavily recruited area. And he said, he goes, I was just grateful for the opportunity that I was given. And he's a kid that you take him, he's going to stick on a team. I can almost guarantee it.
This kid was the Walter Payton Award finalist.
He's going to stick on a team. I can almost guarantee it.
Dude, he's going to be such a good if anything, he's going to be a good returner. I think. If anything.
Yep.
Definitely going to be.
And again, if you listen to him talk, he's literally willing to do anything to get on the field. Anything. Right.
And that's the type of guys you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's going to be, even if you say he's 5'9"-ish, 190, 185, even though he's listed at 208, but you know what that means, 195, but whatever. If he's going to be on a practice squad, he's going to be on someone's roster.
100%. Yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes, man. It's going to be interesting to see how he flourishes in the NFL. I hope he does well, man. He just got that. I hate using cliches, but he got that dog mentality.
He does. You know what, Jerome? I've watched him 3 different interviews. Mm-hmm. Guy smiling ear to ear, man. He just loves it.
He enjoys it.
Yep.
100%. Yeah, good luck with him, man. I kind of regret not interviewing him, but it was definitely a madhouse up there too. So getting interviews, trying to get every single interview was hard, but
it's hard, man. Like people don't, and you know what, Jerome? I've only done a couple of them. I've not done a lot. I've not done anywhere near what you guys are doing. It is a little different when you sit down and you're thinking about what you want to say the whole time, and then you get on the thing, you're like, ooh, and especially if the person's not responsive to you.
That's true.
That's very difficult.
That's a huge one. That's a huge art. So if any journalists are listening, that's a huge art. Like learning how to pivot off of somebody that's not giving you much.
That's why, like when you have a guy like a Dylan Laube, where he gives you ammunition. You don't even have to do the interview.
Right.
He gets on the camera with you, or he's talking to you. He's smiling ear to ear. You could just tell, well, you love football, and then let him go. You know what I mean? It's just that easy.
Yep.
Those guys are few and far between, though, man.
That's it. No, I agree with that. But all right, let's get to our last segment, Ray, and that is going to be the running back fit. Now, I'm going to list off a couple of running backs, and you tell me who is maybe the best fit for that running back, Ray. I want to start off with Will Shipley. I feel like there's a couple of teams that can use his service. What do you think?
Well, I think there's a few teams that could use a running back, but if honestly, I would think for him, I would go. Honestly, my first answer, because of the type of guy he is the Chargers. Because they may lose their all-purpose back during the offseason this year. And I think he could be that guy. But honestly, I don't know if the Chargers think they need a running back. Mm-hmm. So I would go the Rams, someone to add with, Kyron Williams, or maybe Jacksonville, someone to add to their running back mix who's a little bit who can do some of the same things that what's his name can, but not quite as fast as him.
Yeah, I really like that, Ray. I actually kind of want to say a team like the Vikings as well.
I have Minnesota as one of my teams. The teams I looked in the draft who really need running backs, like need running back depth, believe it or not, Baltimore.
Baltimore too, yeah.
Baltimore needs a running back to add to the
mix. They do, but I like their kid that they had last year and he got injured. So I forgot his name.
You guys talk about the kid from Ohio State?
Was he from Ohio State? No, I don't think so. No, not JK.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, it was a guy. It was a running back they had last year, very fast. I want to say he's from LSU. Man, hold on, I'm gonna look it up. But that running back they have there, I really like him. He showed a lot of promise, but then obviously he got injured. They didn't have him. I think they really want to have him as their main running back there. So I'm about to look it up right now. Let's see if I position and not just the oh wait, he probably at the bottom. Keaton Mitchell. There you go. Yeah, they really like Keaton Mitchell. They really do. He played at East Carolina. Really?
Yep.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good player.
Here's the other thing you need to know about Baltimore, and I know people know how I feel about the Ravens. And I'm good, but
he's actually from Madonna. I'm sorry for cutting you off. He's from Madonna, Georgia, which is not too far from you.
Okay. If the Ravens really want to win a Super Bowl, they better start running the ball a lot more than they are right now. Okay?
I agree with that. Definitely. All right, let's get to another running back. Let's get to somebody that we really didn't talk about yet. Let's do Frank Gore Jr., man.
You know what?
I can see him.
Let's put him on the Dallas Cowboys. Somebody could add a little hammer to that offense. Dallas is another team. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, man. He's not an elite quarterback, though. Mm-hmm. Puts up good numbers because he plays with elite players. Run the freaking ball if you really want to win a Super Bowl. Okay?
Yeah. I would like to see him in Tennessee. I think he's a good fit in Tennessee.
I think you'd be a good fit in Tennessee. I think you may see Tennessee looking for a running back, too. So
yeah, because it's not sounding like King Henry is going to be playing there anymore.
Nah, he's going to be playing in Miami next year.
Yeah, and then they like a little bit of a thumper in there too,
honestly, Jerome, if they're going to do that, then go with a Braylon Allen or Audric Estime.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like they're actually hammers, dude. They're not Henry, but no one is.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. Let's go. Freak it. Let's let's do Blake Corum, man.
Green Bay Packers.
Ooh,
Perfect.
I like that, especially if they don't keep AJ Dillon. I like that, right? I like that,
You can
man.
put in with Aaron Jones. They're complementary, but they're different.
Yeah.
Corum could be a little bit of give you some juice in the first and second down. Save Aaron Jones where he doesn't have to do quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I like Corum because he's one of them guys. He's a little smaller, but he's stocky. And by the time you see him, he's already by you, and you can't arm tackle him.
Oh yeah.
That's not going to happen. So,
let's go Trey Benson.
Trey Benson. You know what? Let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles. They could use some juice.
Okay.
I think with a guy like that, 6'1", 215, to add to the little quick guy you guys have back there now. I think the Eagles are in a similar team to Dallas, dude. The quarterback's a good player. He's not an elite player. He's not. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Run the ball more. Throw it a little less. You'll be a better team.
100%. I agree. All right, last one we're going to talk about Ray Davis, Ray. Who you got?
Ray Davis. Ooh, I'm going to give him some juice with Minnesota, the Vikings.
Okay.
Again, he could give you – Ray Davis is a guy who 5'10", 215, quicker than fast, but faster than you think once he gets in your secondary.
Yeah. I was thinking this one, Ray. And you tell me if you don't think I'm right or not, but Buffalo Bills.
Oh, no, they could use some juice there too. I like the running backs they have right now, but I think a guy to go with, especially Ray Davis, could be a first and second down guy to give your running back a blow.
Yeah, because right now,
had a really good year last year, but you don't want to continue to lean on that rock that much, man. I just think that if you do, the Buffalo Bills are another team. I know people, they need to run the ball.
Yeah.
And let Josh Allen use his legs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if you're Buffalo, you're having a hard time getting past Kansas City like everybody else in the AFC right now. So you want to run the ball and keep the quarterback on the sidelines, man. Okay.
Yeah. So let me tell you their running back situation now. They did pick up Leonard Fournette. He's been kind of a journeyman at this point. Oh, actually, it says that he's cut.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I mean, I think they're another team. I think that James Cook is a good football player.
Cook, yeah.
He's quick and he's somewhat fast. He catches the ball. I think Blake Corum would do good on that team too.
Yeah.
Physical kid who could give a blow to him. I think honestly, I if I were Buffalo, bring in a Braylon Allen, an Audric Estime, a Blake Corum, someone who's a little more physical than the guy you have now. Yeah. I like James Cook. I don't like him giving him 20, 25 carries a game.
You do have Latavius Murray. They do have him, but he's going to his 11th year. So
again, I need someone to spell him when I go out there. I'm not saying get rid of him because he did a nice job for you last year. Okay. But when his rock hits the wall, dude, he's done. So have his replacement.
Exactly. Yeah. Eventually he's gonna slow down. So.
Agreed. Plus, again, you have James Cook, who's very good, but if you add a power guy to go with him, or a versatile kid like a Blake Corum, or even a Trey Benson, now you're talking about being able to run the ball 25 times a game and not really losing any production.
I totally skipped over this name, but they do have Damian Harris, who's on the injury reserve right now.
Yeah, but you know what, Jerome? They had him most of last year, and he never got on the field.
Yeah, that's true.
I had some hope for Damian Harris. If you remember, I drafted him in a one leg, thinking I need to get some production with him because I figured him and James Cook would split carries, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. So we'll definitely see how that goes. But man, I love talking football with you, Ray, and as always, And this was a great talk about some running backs. And again, it's not the sexiest position. I hope we was able to, bring some information to you guys so you can, get to know some of these players and maybe we comp some of these players to your favorite teams. So definitely make sure you check us out. Always, Ray, guys. Ray, before we get off, you have a raised rant for this week.
I don't really have anything, Jerome. There's really not anything going on. So what am I going to rant about? I mean, like,
I have one.
God.
It changes to Jay's rant.
Okay.
It's not really a rant. It's more of, and I don't want to discuss it too much because I was actually at this camp and I know Cam Newton's team. I know all his coaches on the team. So I want to choose sides in a sense. But what I want to say is, and I don't know if you've seen, the situation with Cam Newton this weekend, right? Well, all I want to know is,
I did not see it.
okay, you're probably one of the only person in America. But what I will say is, there's so many things that we do so well and great things for these kids, especially down here in Georgia with the 707 things like that. We do not need that type of violence, that type of situation at event for kids. We need to man up, be adults, and be show.
Let me ask you, Jerome, because I only heard about it. How old were the people that you're talking about?
They was in their 30s.
They were in their 30s, and they were going after Cam Newton.
Yeah.
In your 30s.
Yeah.
Well, why did I think it was like children?
Mm-hmm. They were all coaches. Every last one of them was coaches. So
what were they saying to him, Jerome? Because I honestly,
I don't want to
just mocking his career, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the gist of it, right?
I don't want to get into
I didn't, Jerome, honestly, I heard part of it. A guy was talking to my boss, the property manager where I worked the other day, but I only heard bits and pieces of it. I thought it was children that was doing it.
I don't want to get into details or anything like that. If you've seen it, you've seen it.
See, but that bothers me. You know, I have my own opinions on Cam Newton.
Yeah.
But he was an NFL player, and I'll never disrespect him because of that.
Okay. I agree.
I mean, okay. Honestly, Jerome, I'm a little annoyed now because I thought it was children. I thought it was like teenagers. And because when you said you got to expect them to act like adults, I'm like, well, I'm thinking, aren't we talking about kids though? But no.
So
really?
Yeah. It's we'll talk offline.
All right, Joe. Because I'll be honest with you, now I do have a rant. If you're a grown man and you mock a guy that played in the NFL, you're a jackass. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to get too much into it, but definitely it's a time and place. That was not the time and place. You don't do stuff like that around kids.
Jerome, I'll say one more thing.
Harm's way. In harm's way. What if something happened?
One more thing. Did this happen during a what?
Tournament.
Was anyone drinking?
I don't think so, actually. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. There was no drinks. There was no alcohol.
Again, I really need to maybe take a look at it because I only heard about it. I did not see it. And I honestly thought it was children. I thought it was like teenagers. And I'm like, teenagers will say things because they hear things from their family and blah, blah, blah. And they act like kids. But if it was an adult that did that, man, like,
yeah.
What are you, jealous?
Very, very disheartening. But,
I mean, like, you got to be just jealous, right, dude? It's just jealousy, right?
100%.
I mean, because, like, again, man, we all have our own opinions on everything, including Cam Newton. But I'm not going to knock his career. He was a very good player for a few years.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us today, guys. And appreciate everybody getting on. Make sure that you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. It's really helping us out. We only need about 900 more follows on Twitter to get 10,000. So we're on our way to 10,000. Please make sure you go over there, follow and like on there. We have all great, interviews, podcasts that you see on here. That's also on Twitter, all that, or X, whatever you want to call it. So make sure you go follow us on there. My X or Twitter is right down here, so you can, there you go, right down here. So I have that on there, Inside Hashes on X. So you can definitely follow us on there, help us out, grow the channel. And we want to make this big, so we do appreciate everybody that's been on here. Appreciate Avery. If you can't catch us live, you can definitely catch the replay on Inside the Hashes on YouTube. You can find that right on top of me or right under Ray, that QR code that gives you all our social media as well. And you can definitely find us on there. Make sure you like and subscribe on there as well. And you can put your comments on there. We comment back on every comment that's put on there. So make sure you can do that and go there. But that's going to do it for us today, guys. This is Jerome Jones. That's Ray Roberts. Thank you guys so much. And see you in the next one. Peace.